And he had lots of choices, and he used every choice he had, as far as trying not to do them. And another irony here, and I'm sorry, I need to wrap this up, is Barabbas, your translation said he was a robber, but the NIV translation says he had taken part in an insurrection. So here you have Jesus being accused of being an insurrectionist, and they're going to release one. So that's another interesting thing, depending on the translation that you get. So Pilate goes back in, and he's gone back in to talk about this, and then he goes back out again, and this is when, at the end, from then on, Pilate tried to release him, but the Jews kept shouting, "If you release him, you are no friend of Caesar." Now, wait a minute. I'm Pilate. I'm the ruler of Judea. I am a Roman governor. You're accusing me of not being a friend of Caesar's? I mean, Pilate was in trouble anyway. After about 10 years, he and Caiaphas were both removed from office. They worked very closely together for about 10 years, and then they were both taken out. So anyway, we get to that, and here's the deal. And Carolyn's already sort of set us up. It raises some serious questions for us. What is the proper relationship between Christians and their host culture? And in this country, the United States is our host culture, as opposed to being Christian America. Does that make sense? If we start putting those two together, we usually end up with trouble. The U.S. is our host culture. So how does a Christian separate the state religion dogma, those who are nationalistic Christians, from the truth of Jesus' religion? These are tough questions. I won't pretend. Another way that I could ask is what is the difference between a cultural Christian and a Jesus Christian? And if I had time, I could give you statistics on how many people in this country say they're Christian and how many actually go to church. And of those who go to church, who actually give to the church, who support the church in a way. So, but most important, what is truth? For a Jesus believer, what is Jesus' truth? And we see transformation in people. If we look at the biblical people Jesus encountered, you see transformation. You don't say, "Oh, I'm saved and I'm going to heaven." You see people's lives change. And it's about how we transform ourselves into serving His concerns. It's not about power, it's about servanthood. And we're in the Lenten season, so it's a good time to reevaluate where we are as Jesus followers. I'm sorry, Dennis, let me say one more thing. From the cowardice that shrinks from new truth, from the laziness that is content with half-truth, from the arrogance that thinks it knows all the truth, O God of truth, deliver us. That's a Hebrew proverb. I'm sorry.
No,
that was wonderful.
Okay, let's go through some prayer concerns here. The family of Henry Foster, who died this past week. And prayers for my niece Judy Champion at Baylor, undergoing tests for the liver. Doctors do not know the cause of the problem. Okay, and that was from Jerry Baker. Are there any other prayer requests we need to add to our list today?
New Zealand.
Yes. Okay. Anyone else? Let's pray, then let's go. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this lesson today that Terry brought to us in the scripture that we read, and help us to remember to separate ourselves from being American versus being a Christian, and realize the differences between the two. Father, we thank you for for the time that we've had together today, and thank you for the life of Henry Foster, who died this past week. We also pray for our Judy Champion, the niece of Jerry Baker, as she undergoes tests for finding out what's going on with her liver. And we certainly pray for those lives that were lost at the two mosques in New Zealand, and help us to be supportive of the Muslim community and help them through this time of grief. Thank you for Wilshire, and help us to be your hands and feet in this part of the world. We pray. Amen.
Y'all are just too good.
Thank you, Terry.
Yeah.